Hi, I'm the Mini Painting Noob, and this is part 3 in the video series of painting the dragon from the Grim Forest. No, he's not an upgrade pack for Shadows of Camelot. If you're worrying about the knights in the background there, they're just a work in progress. So in the last update of this video, you would have noticed, or you would have seen that I painted the scales down the back of the dragon red again after dry brushing, just to make them pop a bit more. And I popped out these bones again in white. Since then I've gone over all of the bones in Pallid Bone speed paint just to tone down that white, and I've added some more dry brush to the roof here and to underneath the dragon, just in the with the view of making the dragon itself pop out more, and I want the roof to be more orange, sort of brick looking. So let's go ahead and do that. So for this we're going to use Fire Giant Orange on the roof to try and brighten it up, and Blood Red on the dragon, again to brighten him up. So let's start with the roof, that'll be the quickest part. So pop some of this down on my palette. And get a regular size brush here. Make sure you're in focus, and let's just lather it on. I've put quite a few coats of orange over this already, but it just wasn't achieving the brightness level I was after. So we'll go over it again now that I've dry brushed it. Make sure we get all of the cracks and recesses, and we'll see whether this time, if this does what I'm after. Because we know by now that the Army Painter speed paint range, the base coat that you paint it over greatly affects the colour that you're going to get, or the vibrancy of the colour, if you're painting over grey or black or white. So you can base coat with other colours. If you're doing armies, you could base coat green or brown, and the colours that you're going to get will vary when you speed paint over them. It's just a really quick orange over the top here. And hopefully it will bring to the foreground a little bit what I'm after. Alrighty, I didn't try brush again just under here, it's sun shadow, we'll leave it dark and see. We'll see if I like this, and then we might return to the other areas. Alrighty, so to the red, blood red for this dragon. Couple of drops of that. And just super quick, let's just slap it on there and see if it's going to do what I want. So start underneath here. And again, I've put several layers of blood red on this guy already, and it was quite dark. You can see there under the wing, really dark. So what I'm trying here is, can you paint a mini with speed paint and then decide, is it too dark later after you've finished, and then come back over it with a dry brush to sort of reapply, readjust those values. I think that's what they call it, your highlights and lowlights. So instead of coming in with a brighter red, all I did was put on some more white, because I want the same red that I have now to just be lighter. So we'll just go over all of that again, including the darker areas, so it sort of blends in. Just about finished. Now if you're wondering about the rest of the figures from the Grim Forest, I haven't forgotten about them. I am waiting for the release of the next round of paints from the Speed Paint range. They are coming out this week, so hopefully I'll have them in the next week or two. I have pre-ordered them, so I'll let you all know when they're on their way. So I think that has made him pop just that wee bit. His arm especially isn't quite like it was blending in a lot with that wing before. So just by dry brushing and then going back over with that same colour has just made him just pop that wee bit more. I did dry brush a bit more on his head, so we'll just apply some red again to those. Here he is. Okay. And that is it. You can see the roof is darkened up again, so that orange dries quite dark. It was brighter when it was wet, but I think with the edges, I'm not sure you can see it clearly, but the edges in particular where the dry brush hit, they now effectively have an edge highlight without having to do an edge highlight. So all I did was dry brush, go back over with the orange, and now that roof has some extra depth to it. So that's it for this video. I think that's probably the last bit that I'm doing to the dragon until the next batch of paint comes out. I've got some work I want to do to the window and also to his eyes, but I need more colours for that. So we'll see you again once that paint arrives. Don't be a noob.